What's going on, family? My beautiful conscious family, my beautiful YouTube family. Soulful Brody back at it again with another video. Hope you guys are staying good. Hope you guys are keeping your energy levels up. Nothing but positivity here, you know that. So, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I used to smoke like a fuck ton of weed and drink a lot and do all that stuff, and that was a big issue I had until I started, my first stage of my awakening process, where I didn't need to depend on those things anymore. I started meditating, and I would use those things to kind of like hide away from my problems, and now I can deal with that on my own terms and not need to go to substances for that sort of thing. But I don't really smoke too much anymore. First of all, I think any plant-based medicine, I call them plant medicine, even if it's considered a drug, isn't bad for you. There's a taboo with that sort of thing that, smoking weed's bad for you and whatever. And I'm pro marijuana for sure. But I know the effects because I've experienced it firsthand about what it can do to you and be detrimental to you when you start relying on it, and that's all you literally become nothing because all you are is high. But I digress. I smoked weed for the first time, and it's been a minute, yesterday with some buddies of mine, and there's some positives to this because it triggers your brain to think a little differently than you're normally used to thinking. And I was with some like-minded individuals, and it was just a beautiful conversation, some debates, but all in all, there was nothing but positive coming out of it. And I would say one of the people I was with was woke. And I hate, first of all, I hate using that term woke because it's kind of been come off in the mainstream like a couple years back as like that whole stay woke thing, but nobody really knew what you were saying. It was just a trendy thing in like the community, so like people would just be like stay woke, and then so I hate using that term. So like whenever I use that term woke around people, they kind of just like write you off right away because they don't know like its actual meaning, which is actually like awakening, waking up to the real reality of what's going on. And if you're not, you're kind of like a robot, so to speak. Not for your fault, just by the way, like everything was programmed. So this guy was woke. He was awakened. And it's cool to like see it firsthand how people are waking up to this. And when I say waking up to this, he understood the programs, the lies that's been established since we were kids. And I just had a beautiful conversation. We got the ball rolling, and it inspired me to make this video today. So basically, we derived at the conclusion that everything is constructed for you. As far as social constructs, and even that term woke, like everything, it goes back like nothing on this earth happens for a coincidence. There's someone behind it pulling the strings, the 1% of the 1%. I mentioned the elites. And I always looked at it as they thrive off of our hate and our fear and our violence to control us. And he brought up a very interesting perspective because he's a very big financial person. He looked at it financially as well, which is something I didn't even really think of. I think of these elites, these 1%, pushing the media to push these agendas to instill fear and hate so they can control us. And that is definitely part of it. But the whole reason they want to instill fear and chaos within the planet is also for money purposes. Like, these people are so smart that they know when chaos happens, they can make a fuck ton of money off it. And what I mean by this is a lot of it has to do with the stock market he was telling me a lot about. Now, I'm not a very big savvy guy in area, but basically it makes sense how the governments can know when something bad will happen, like this coronavirus type thing, for example, dump all of their stocks away, and then they would know which stocks, which companies, which businesses are going to be most beneficial off of this, because they kind of, play the scenario out. So they can buy all the shares for those companies and still make money that way. So they're never really like losing money. They always have that control. And that was just a very interesting point, how money runs the world. And I mentioned this before, don't look at the numbers, look at how you feel on the inside. Because money, it's so windy today, my fault. But money is a form of slavery, and it controls us. Like, they developed it for a reason, and it goes way back. Like, we need to elevate our consciousness as a society where we don't see money and numbers as successes, because all that does is fuel the fire, fuels the hate. It's what they want, these elite people. And you can look at the music industry. I made a corruption in the music industry video. Why do you think they only promote negativity? Why do you because like that's what makes the most money. They don't want to help these drug addict artists out who really need help and they're talented. They'd rather see them as a dollar sign and use them than care about their actual human being. The moment we stop focusing on the numbers and the money and care about who we actually are as a human race and as people on this beautiful planet, that's when this positive change starts to happen. I mention all the time, violence doesn't cure violence. Peace does that. Martin Luther King Jr. quotes right there. Like, it's so simple, because aside from these elites, these 1% of the 1%ers running this world, they are such a minuscule amount of the population. That's where you see they don't have the power. Like, you can look at it one way, be like, but what are we gonna do? Like if they're controlling everything, like if they're controlling this matrix, like you say, what's the point, you know? Well, there is a point, because we have so much power. Think of the population, and if everybody had our mindset, everybody on this conscious community, everybody who watches these videos, what if we all had this mindset? The world will look a lot differently, for sure. And I'm so stoked to keep producing this content. And yesterday was just a testament to see someone firsthand who's waking up to this thing. And I had no say in that. That's just people waking up on their own. It's like, with all this crazy shit in 2020 happening, it's like a purge. Going back to the plant medicine thing, like, if you look up ayahuasca, which is a plant brew you drink, and it basically looks at your deep insides and gives you visions of how to improve yourself deep within your subconscious level, on a very spiritual level. And before you see them things, you purge, which could be either throwing up a lot of the times or something bad happening before that, like that instant fear. Right now we are purging on the planet. We have to let these things happen for what they are, all this hate and violence, and learn from it. And know that we're not going back to this fucked up system that these elite people has brought to us. Like if we look at this and we take it as a learning curve, we can only step forward in the right direction. I believe this is a purge, and we will get better from this. And it's exciting to see that the people are waking up as more and more of these problems start to come up on the surface. It's truly beautiful times we're in. Truly beautiful. I can literally feel the consciousness shifting. Like, myself, for one, man, it's windy. Myself, for one, I feel more spiritual than I ever have, and I've been having more dreams, more visionary dreams, specifically ones where I know that I am nothing more and nothing less than any animal, any bug, any insect on this earth. And then you take that a step further on a universal scheme. We are just as important as every goddamn thing up in the sky. Look at the stars at night. It's beautiful out. and you just start to like stargaze and wonder about these sort of things. This video is such a ramble, but if you look at the entire universe as one organism, and you yourself are one organism, therefore you are the entire universe, and you may feel like a little part of it, but you are no more, no less than the other parts. And once you see how everything is connected, we are all one, there is no hate and no violence to be needed. Because when you're all one, why would you want to hurt yourself? This goes back to violence. The moment you throw a punch on that person, you immediately regret it and you feel sorry about it yourself. You hurt yourself in the process. Interesting, man. It goes back to like this whole selfless and selfishness thing. Being selfish and selfless is a complete paradox. This is such a ramble, but I don't care. Being selfless and selfish is such a paradox. Like, you can do good things for other people for your own reason, for your own benefit. Now, you could look at that as selfish, but you are helping all these people. And you could also bring other people down for whatever reason. That could look as selfish, but it would make you feel better, which is selfless, because you're thinking of yourself. It's such a weird paradox. I don't know if I'm doing that justice, but anyway, I just had to ramble. A lot of things have been on my mind, and I don't really know how to categorize it. But anyway, I just wanted to get some of this stuff off my chest. I know there's a lot deep down that we could talk about more. For any of you guys who are new to my channel, look up all my other videos. I'm sure there's something there for everybody. But anyway, I appreciate all the likes and support and all the comments. I love seeing a comment. Subscribe to my channel, man. Let's go. Let's do this. But anyway, guys, Soulful Brody once again signing out. Peace.